Hello Heights Church, Pastor Justin here, and I'm kicking off a new thread, for this month, and it's really miracles. It's going to be about the miracles of Jesus, and I want to set something up for you as an idea. And it comes from actually John 14, and he's talking to his disciples, and he says this statement. He says, just believe that I am in the Father, and the Father is in me, or at least believe because of the works you have seen me do. Really what Jesus is saying, he's saying, look at the evidence. Look at the works that I do, because that's the evidence that I am who I claim to be. Well, I'm going to kick up this whole series off with the very first miracle that Jesus did. Let me read it to you, and then I have two thoughts that I want to share with you that have come out of my studies over the years. And it's this story. It's in John chapter 2. It says, the next day, there was a wedding celebration in the village of the Canaan in Galilee. Jesus' mother was there, and Jesus and his disciples were there, invited to the celebration. The wine supply ran out during the festival, so Jesus' mother told him, they have no more wine. Dear woman, that's not our problem, Jesus replied. My time has not yet come. But his mother told the servants, do whatever he tells you to. Standing nearby were 6 water jars used for Jewish ceremonial washings. Each one held 20 to 30 gallons. Jesus told the servants, fill the jars with water. When the jars had been filled, he said, now dip some out and take it to the master of the ceremonies. So the servants followed his instructions. When the master of the ceremonies has tasted the water now turned into wine, not knowing where it had come from, though of course the servants knew, he called to the bridegroom over. The host always serves the best wine first, he said. And then when everyone has had too much to drink, he brings out the least expensive wine. But you have kept the best until now. This miraculous sign at Cana in Galilee was the first time Jesus revealed his glory, and his disciples believed in him. So there are two things I want to share with you. First one is this. There was a book that I read about prophecies of Jesus and things that would basically demonstrate the inauguration of the Messiah, things that would accompany, signs that would accompany the Messiah. And some of them were abundance of fish. And so when you read the stories and the miracles, Jesus tells the disciples, hey, cast your net on that side. And they had so many fish they couldn't pull it in. He also said the blind will receive sight, the deaf will hear, the lame will walk, and there will also be an abundance of wine. And so that's why when you read this, it kind of seems like an odd miracle. But what it is doing is it's fulfilling an Old Testament prophecy about Jesus. That's my first observation, which I just think is phenomenal because, again, it goes back to what I said initially, which is these are the signs to prove I am who I say I am. The second one is this, and this is a cultural thing. In one of my classes years ago, hermeneutics class, I had to read a book about first century customs. And one of the things that comes out of that is we have a very different opinion or idea or understanding of the individual and how you and I live. We are responsible for ourselves here in the West. Like in America, you rise and fall on your own actions, and your own actions don't necessarily impact your family per se. In the East and in first century Jerusalem, what you had is something known as an honor-shame culture. If you ever watch like Japanese samurai movies, you have brought shame upon the family, like that kind of thing. But really, it's really powerful. And so you have this kind of culture where, on one hand, what I do as a small village will bring either honor or shame to my family. Now, it may seem strange, but running out of wine at a wedding feast, at a wedding celebration, was really taboo because these things went on for days, and you wanted to make sure, in fact, they would plan for years for their children to have enough. And so what would have happened had Jesus not done this miracle is it actually would have brought shame upon the bridegroom, upon this groom, because he failed to meet the obligation to his guests and part of the hospitality culture that was part of his time. And Jesus and Mary knew this. She said this to Jesus, look, they're gonna run out of this. And this would have been something that would have kind of hung around their necks like a dead fish for years. And I know it seems strange, but here's the beauty of this miracle. Jesus stepped in to protect their reputation and to show them love. And I love that. I love that that's the kind of heart that Jesus has for us. Not only does it fulfill his duties as the Messiah and show the evidence that he is who he claims to be, that there's going to be an abundance of wine when he shows up, abundance of fish, the lame will walk, the blind will receive sight. These are the miracles that point to him being really who he claimed to be. But there's this beautiful personal aspect to him, that he cares about the little things. He cares about the fact that they would have been shamed as a couple. Here's my encouragement to you today, church. He cares about the little things in your life. He cares about the little details that may seem mundane, but it's okay to talk to him about that. One of the things that I'm doing these days is I'm praying just honest and authentically, and I know that seems strange, but when I'm frustrated, I'm telling him all about it. When I'm happy, I'm telling him all about it. I'm thanking him all for it. Just be honest with him because he cares about the little details. Thanks for joining me, Heights Church. I hope you enjoy the rest of the series about miracles. We'll see you next time.